Hi guys, it's Alicia from my Workbasket. Today I'm going to be doing a little thing I call the Friday Flip. That's when I go through one or more vintage magazines. Just kind of, we have fun with it. I point out patterns, projects, funny ads. And I'd love to hear in the comments if this magazine has any meaning to you. Maybe you've made one of these projects. Maybe you remember having a sweater like this. Maybe one of the ads makes you laugh. Tell me about it. So, this is the Workbasket and Home Arts magazine. This is the magazine that started it all for me. It's the vintage magazine I started collecting. It's where my business name came from. I mean, I've got history with my work, with the Workbasket. So this is the February 1965 issue, and I'm just kind of chilling in my living room. So hopefully this recording works out well. As I do these Friday flips, I'll probably have some different camera angles, but hopefully this one works out pretty well. So, February 1965, the issue would have been 15 cents, and this particular magazine has traveled from Mrs. Donald R. Parker from Bossum, New York, here to me in Maryland. Women's Household. I actually have a few of these in my collection, and I think I'm getting more very soon. So, of course, it starts with the cardigan to knit shown in the front cover. I think I actually have this book, too. So, my personal vintage magazine collection started with my Workbasket. With the Workbasket, sorry, and expanded from there into just all sorts of vintage crafts and women's household type magazines. I now have quite a collection. I don't know how many I have. It is a lot. This one is really pretty. This one is tatted, but it has a unique... These look almost like crocheted, but I guess they're not. And then the tatted rings around. Let's see. No, I don't. I think the whole thing is tatted, despite how this looks like crocheted rose. That's pretty neat. So maybe I'll have to try that one day. The crocus cluster doily is on the next page. Crochet pillbox hat from Granny Squares. I'm very curious how they get it shaped that way without some type of frame. Because I'm pretty sure I've read this several times, and I don't think it really calls for anything to shape it that way. Medium hat wire, that's it. So yarn, Granny Squares, hat wire. A pin cushion made from an old tea strainer. So this Afghan, I think I actually have in progress downstairs. This issue is also missing a few pages. You can see where they're torn out right here. So I believe I actually have squares for this worked up downstairs. This definitely looks familiar to me. I think I started this once for my website. But what this country needs is a good 50-cent fundraiser. And Dolly Deer has it. The Dolly Deer Candy Company. Man's slipover sweater. So this is kind of its own thing. Also free to you. Everything you need to make this planter with the National Handcraft Society. The Handcraft Society was like its own thing. I've done some of these kits. People collect these kits like as themselves for the Handcraft Society. I love those. I've never done that particular planter, but I have done some of their kits. Girls Ensemble. There was a lot of fundraisers. 6 reasons why selling Tootsie Roll candies makes more money for your group. High profits, easy to sell, no risk, weatherproof, time-proof, exclusive packaging for groups, and we show you how. Teletally. You get the handy teletally for selling their cards. Sometimes the ads are like funnier than the patterns. You also always get a lot of old ads like these. I wanted to actually get it and try it. So if you have any idea what this is, please let me know in the comments, because I want to try it. I want to try it so bad. Every time I see this ad, I'm like, I really wish I could find out what that was. I remembered looking it up. I haven't looked it up recently. And I just couldn't find anything for Shigu, for Chinese water lily, like nothing that this amount of information gave me to go on. But I would love to grow that and try that. Whole article on Christmas cactus. In all of my collections, every few years there's always an article on Christmas cactus. Like if you buy a box, if you buy a bundle of Workbasket magazines, it's almost guaranteed one of them's going to have something about Christmas cactus. If you are stout, sizes 38 to 60. I challenge them to find very many women today who are not stout based on that picture. The advertising always has some fun things. Cactus, chrysanthemums, dolls. There's always a doll category still in the 60s. Help wanted female for parents. Every once in a while there's some really crazy categories in here. Here's a obesity diet from Glick. I don't know what it is, but something about Glick doesn't make me sound like, hey, I bet they have a good diet. How to stencil a Hitchcock chair. In case you were also curious like me, apparently this is a Hitchcock chair. I've worked some with like antiques and all that. I don't know if I've ever heard of a Hitchcock chair, but now we did. Now we have. Wild primroses from fiber. So the interesting thing about those wild primroses from fiber, I don't know what fiber is. It looks almost like a fabric, but it just says fiber. Fiber. I don't actually know what fiber is. It's F-I-B-R-E every time. But I mean, it looks like fabric, but I don't know why it doesn't just say fabric. Maybe it was something special. The Fat Girls Diet. Oh, I guess it is Fat Girls Diet, because then it's a list of diet choices for you. Pretty much all guaranteed to make you starve to death, lose water weight, and feel terrible all the time. You gotta love this though. The famous banana diet. Very filling, satisfying, easy to do. Banana diet. Basket of books. Oh, here's one. I think I actually have this. Creative Soft Toys. Chafing dish cookbook? Huh. You know, I'm not going to lie. I would buy that. If I saw it at like a thrift store or something, that'd be fun to have. Brand new towels. Airmail stamps. Raise easy money. Fat legs. Reduce hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles. If you have chubby ankles, you need the book on how to slenderize heavy legs. The New Home Method by Leg Authority. Some of this stuff is so ridiculous. It's like, how did they even write that? Like, there's no way you write Leg Authority with a straight face. Am I right? Fast teeth. If you can spare some time each day, you can earn $50 to $500 or more and buy the things you want. If you keep in mind that at this time women couldn't have a bank account, almost never worked, and men pretty much ran everything, it really makes sense. I'd be pretty desperate to sell greeting cards to my friends and stuff too, in order to get some of my own spending money in control. Like, I can't even imagine what that would have been like. I've got mad respect for the women who dealt with that and didn't just, like, stab their husbands. That's a cute cardigan, child's bulky cardigan. Kitty litter. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen an ad for kitty litter. Never noticed it. I mean, like, I've looked through this magazine probably 100 times before, but that's one of the interesting things and one of the things I love about old magazines. I regularly will flip through them and notice something that I don't think I've ever noticed before. Ear noises relieved. Thousands reported. There's one for Gypsy Queen Tarot fortune telling cards. Kitten napkin holder. There's the napkin holder. So I can go back and see. This was probably based on a frame. I have quite a few patterns that call for a frame. Yes. So you'd purchase the frame, and I have quite a few patterns for how to, like, go around that frame with different napkin holders. I don't know what the frame looks like underneath, but I know that's on a frame. Large or half sizes. Again, I challenge them to find somebody who isn't at least that large. I guess it's quite different if you're not strapping yourself into the compresso belt every day. Boy, I sound angsty about the past for this magazine. Usually I'm like, oh, that's neat, look how cute. And this one I'm like, women couldn't even have bank accounts. Maybe I'm just grumpy. Even 2-year-olds can read. They shouldn't. I mean, well, let's not go into that. That's like a whole nother thing, but... Clean collars for a penny each. Children's mittens. Always ads for monuments and gravestones. I'm always very curious about these because I feel like a lot of the brands, like the names you hear, like I've seen caramels like this. Obviously, you've seen buttermints, but I've never, like in my life, I don't think I still had these. Like, this is the type of thing that makes me really curious. I always say if I could build a time machine, I would just go back and buy like random things from ads. I'd be like the Avon lady's favorite person because she'd randomly come up to me and I'd just buy like everything out of curiosity. Begonia hanging basket. All right, so that is the February 1965 issue. I hope you liked this Friday flip. I appreciate you watching. Again, if you see anything that's kind of familiar or funny or interesting, let me know in the comments. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching.